channel. I am going to play some Zelda D&D AI generated by ChatGPT with ChatGPT as the dungeon master. Never done anything like this. No clue how this is going to go. So I have some figurines. I've got Link. I've got a Gerudo, Urbosa, a Rito, a Zora, and a Goron. I've also got some D&D dice that I got on Etsy. They are Zelda special. They have Triforces on them. So I got the full set, but I'm just gonna set aside most of them. So I'm gonna put the D6, the D20, and the 10 here. And so I just got into D&D like literally a month ago. I've played like 3 times. But as soon as I played, I was like, man, this is like, it's like Zelda in many regards. And I was like, man, there needs to be like a Zelda D&D adventure campaign. Um, and so I don't really have anybody to play with. So I'm gonna play with ChatGPT, which is kind of weird, I realize, and kind of cringe, very cringe, to be honest. But that's kind of my whole channel. And so what I did, I've done a couple like test runs, and I was surprised that, I mean, ChatGPT is you know how it is, but it's full of surprises. But I here's what I told ChatGPT. I said, create a whole Legend of Zelda D&D campaign that traverses Hyrule just like a Zelda game would. Make classes out of the Hylians, Rito, Gorons, Gerudo, and Zora, and use them in the adventure. You are the dungeon master. Do not roll for me. I will roll the dice and tell you what I roll. I am playing as the Hylian class. And I said, do you need any more information to begin? And it says, this sounds like an incredible campaign. I'll create a Legend of Zelda inspired D&D adventure set in Hyrule, incorporating Zelda-like exploration, dungeons, and a grand narrative. I'll also define custom classes for the races and ensure that the campaign flows like a Zelda game with puzzles, key items, and boss fights. Starting information. You are playing as the Hylian class. Do you want a specific subclass? Will you be traveling solo, or will there be NPC companions? Would you like this to follow the Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom open world feel, or a traditional Zelda dungeon focused structure? Do you prefer a classic Zelda villain, Ganon, Vaati, etc., or an original antagonist? Let me know if you want any specific tweets, and I'll lay out the world, quest, and custom mechanics for this campaign. So I answered, I said, I'll be the Hylian fighter subclass in the D&D campaign that I'm currently in. I'm a fighter. And then I said, the other races, the Rito, the Goron, the Gerudo, and the Zora will accompany me, and I can roll for them. Hi, Kaden Garcia. How's it going? And I said, and if you're looking for a particular feel, I would go with the traditional, like, but not limited to Ocarina of Time. And you can surprise me on the villain, although it might feel not quite right without a Ganon appearance, just in my opinion. And that's all it needed. So great, here we go. Like I said, I've done like a test run ish of this, and I'm not going to be able to do this in one session. My experience with ChatGPT is it has a way of like, you go into a room and you solve the puzzle, and there's always a hidden passage. And then you go into the passage and it leads to like something crazy. That you're not expecting, and then you have to solve that puzzle, and then lo and behold there's another hidden passage, and it almost feels like it's in an infinite loop of hidden passages. I don't know if that's going to happen this time, but we'll see. And My only constraints are that the battery on my phone might die, or my wife might come home and then I have to stop because I'm home alone right now. So here we go. Let's just get right into it, okay? It says character setup: you, the Hylian fighter, a balanced hero skilled with swords and shields with potential for unlocking hidden abilities. Companions, each representing a race, each with their own strengths and personalities. Rito Archer. It gave him a name too. That's not the Rito. Rito Archer, Kasak, a swift, keen eyed marksman who favors aerial combat and wind magic. Goron Guardian, Dargo, a powerhouse with rock hard defense capable of rolling into battle. Gerudo, duelist, Nira, a dual wielding warrior skilled in lightning fast strikes and deception. Zora Mystic, a water magic user with healing abilities and knowledge of ancient history. Tone and structure, traditional Zelda style with a semi linear journey through Hyrule, dungeons, items that unlock new areas, and a mystery to unravel before facing the villain. All right, here we go. Hi, Tom. Hi, Roy G. So it says opening story, the call to adventure. For centuries, Hyrule's balance has been maintained by the light of the six sacred crystals, each hidden deep within ancient temples. These crystals resonate with the divine energy of the goddesses, Din, Nehru, and Faeror. Faror? But now, an eerie twilight mist has begun creeping through the land, sealing the temples and twisting the world into something unfamiliar. The king of Hyrule has vanished, and Princess Zelda has crisis. Upon arrival at Hyrule Castle, your companions are chosen for this task. Zelda's message is clear. The sacred crystals must be restored before Hyrule falls to darkness. The temples are locked, but each has a hidden key in another part of Hyrule. A figure known as the Eclipsed King has claimed the throne, yet his true identity remains unknown. Ganondorf was executed years ago, yet whispers of his return persist. Your journey begins in Hyrule Field, where you and your allies set off to find the first key to a temple. But even here, the twilight mist stirs. So far, this is badass. I'm liking this. Gameplay and mechanics. It says dungeon progression, classic Zelda style dungeons, forest, fire, water, shadow, spirit, and light. Spoiler alert. Come on, ChatGPT. Unique items unlocked per dungeon, bombs, hookshot. I don't know. Why is it spoiling the stuff I'm going to get? I don't want to know this stuff. Let's skip ahead. It says companions' abilities. It says the Kasak, the Rito, can fly ahead to scout areas. Dargo, the Goron, can smash obstacles. Nira, the Gerudo, can sense lies and hidden traps. Lore, did they change the name of the Zora? Can manipulate water and heal. Random encounters, ambushes, enemy patrols, and unexpected boss fights. Carpeth says, where did you get these? I ordered them on Etsy from like a 3D printer. First quest, the Silent Village. Your journey takes you eastward to the village of Eldin, a settlement once thriving at the base of Death Mountain. Upon arrival, you find the village eerily silent, its streets filled with empty homes and broken carts. The only sound is the soft hum of twilight mist drifting through the air. Your first challenge: investigate the abandoned village, find the first key to the forest temple, survive whatever lurks in the mist. Roll for perception or investigation to begin. So I'm going to tell it what I roll and whether it's perception or investigation. I'm going to roll. I rolled a 9. So I'm going to tell it I rolled a 9 and I'm going to do perception. I rolled a 9 for perception. And it says the Silent Village investigation begins. Your eyes scan the abandoned village, but the mist makes everything hazy. With your 9 perception, you can tell something is off, too quiet, too still, but the specifics elude you. There are no bodies, no blood, no signs of battle, just absence. Your companions react. So this is what it did in my test run. It gives me the dialogue for the companions. So I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to do voices, I don't think. So the Rito archer folds his wings and murmurs, "This isn't right. I should hear something, wind, animals, but there's nothing." Dargo says, crosses his arms, unimpressed. "Pah! Ghosts don't scare me. If something took these people, we'll find it and smash it." The Gerudo says, places a hand on the hilt of her twin scimitars. "We should be cautious. Whatever happened here left no trace, which means we may still be walking into it." Lore, the Zora mystic, kneels, touching a nearby well. "There's still water here. If they left in a panic, why didn't they take supplies?" And then it gives me a list of options, which is kind of cool. It says, check the nearest house, might find clues inside. Examine the well. Lore pointed it out. Maybe there's something there. Scout the main road, see if tracks or paths lead out of the village. So I have already have people here. So if somebody has a suggestion on my action, I'll give a second or two. If not, I think I'm going to call out. And let's see what it says. It says, "The silent village, the call into the mist. You step forward into the empty street and call out, your voice echoing through the village. 'Is anyone there? We've come to help.' For a long moment, nothing answers. The mist swirls unnaturally, shifting as if something is listening. Then you and your companion just can hear it. Tap, tap, tap. A slow, rhythmic clicking sound coming from the end of the street." So the Rito says, quickly unslings his bow, whispering, "I don't like this." Cracks his knuckles. Finally, something to punch. Tense, watching the mist. "That doesn't sound human." Grips her staff. Apparently it's a her. Maybe you already knew that. "It sounds familiar. I just can't place it." The mist thickens near the source of the sound. Then shadowy figures emerge, twisted humanoid shapes with elongated limbs and blackened faces. Their heads tilted unnaturally. Their eyes glow red and their fingers end in razor sharp claws. 3 twilight stalkers stand before you. I guess we're in the child timeline, guys. There's twilight stalkers. Their heads twitch sharply, their voices overlapping in a broken whisper. "You do not belong here. You will be made silent." Suddenly, one lunges at you. Roll for initiative. Your companions will roll after you. Great, so I got to roll like 5 times. All right, so I rolled an 18. I rolled 18. It says, initiative, the Silent Village battle. I rolled 18. Twilight Stalkers, Cossack. Oh, it rolled the companions for me. So the Rito rolled a 13, the Goron rolled a 10, the Gerudo rolled a 15, and the Zora rolled a 12. The Twilight Stalkers move in a jittery, unnatural manner, their heads snapping towards you. One is midair, lunging at you, while the other 2 stalk forward, eyes burning red. You act first. What do you do? So then it gives me my attack options. What's up, Oaf Gaming? It says strike with your weapon. And it says describe your attack, sword slash, shield bash. I can dodge and reposition. I can try a special move or technique. It's saying if I have a unique combat ability in mind, we might do that later. And then it says something else like environmental interaction or tactical plan. So I'm Link. I'm a Hylian. I'm gonna strike with my sword. So I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna say, "Hiya!" I strike. strike with my sword, sword slash. And so now it's probably going to make me roll for, it says battle in the mist, first strike. You grip your sword and swing at the lunging twilight stalker, aiming to cut it down midair before it reaches you. Roll to attack. So I'm going to roll my d20 plus my attack bonus. So I rolled a 4, so that's not going to do it. I rolled a 4, and so I told it to down thrust attack. That was actually a good call. I told it to create the classes. When it did so, it didn't give me the build. So I actually don't know what my attack bonus is. So I'm going to tell it, you didn't give me my attack bonuses, etc. So you tell me. Okay, attack roll result. With a 4 on the attack roll, let's factor in your bonuses. As a Hylian fighter, assuming you're wielding a standard longsword, 1d8 slashing, versatile 1d10, and a strength modifier of 3 and a proficiency bonus of 2, your attack roll would be 4 rolled plus strength plus 2 proficiency for 9 total. Unfortunately, the Twilight Stalker's AC is 12, so your attack misses. Narrative result. You swing your sword, but the Twilight Stalker jerks its body unnaturally, twisting out of the way mid-lunge. Its claws flash past your face, missing by inches as it lands in a crouch, hissing in a distorted voice. The other two stalk forward, shifting and twitching, their glowing eyes locked onto you and your companions. Now it's the enemy's turn. The Twilight Stalkers strike. The first Twilight Stalker, the one that dodged your attack, retaliates instantly, swiping at you with razor-sharp claws, rolling to attack. So it rolls a natural 19 plus a 4 bonus, so it's a 23 hit. Damage roll, 1d6 plus 2 slashing, so 5 damage. It says the Twilight Stalker's claws rake across your arm. The hit is shallow, but the cold touch of the mist burns where the wound was made. The other two Twilight Stalkers attack your companions. One lunges at the Rito, rolling an 8, so it misses. The Rito dodges, launching into the air. One swipes at Dargo the Goron, rolling a 16 hit. The Goron takes a hit, but barely reacts. Your companions strike back. All right, so the Gerudo, let's see, the Gerudo slashes with her twin scimitars, rolling an 18, which is a hit. Damage, she rolled a d6 plus 3 for 7 damage. Her blade cuts into a stalker's chest, causing it to screech. Kasak the Rito fires an arrow from the air, rolling 12, just barely hits. Damage, 1d8 plus 2 for 6 damage. The arrow buries itself into another stalker's shoulder. Dargo the Goron throws a massive punch, rolling natural 20. Crit? I don't know what that means. Damage. So it did 2d8 plus a 4 for a critical hit of 15 damage. His punch sends a Twilight Stalker flying into a wall. Lore, the Zora, cast Water Whip, rolling 14 hit. Damage, d6 plus 3 for 5 damage. A tendril of water slams into an enemy, sending it stumbling. End of round summary. You missed, but took 5 damage from a counterattack. One Twilight Stalker is heavily wounded, Dargo's critical hit. The other two are injured, but still standing. The mist swirls ominously. Something else might be lurking. Your turn again. Should I attack again? I think so. I mean, we're early on, and so I've got enough health. I can survive this battle. And it's the first battle. They can't be too strong, right? So I'm going to attack again. So I'm going to attack again. I'm going to roll. Fuck, I rolled a 2. Okay. I'm telling it attack again. I rolled a 2. With a 2 on the attack roll, even your bonus is 5. Your attack misses again. You swing your sword in a wide arc, but the Twilight Stalker bends backward at an impossible angle, avoiding your strike completely. Its head snaps back into place in a sickening crack, and it lets out a twisted, eerie chuckle. The Rito shouts, "Focus your strikes, they move like shadows." Dargo grumbles, "You're making me look good, Hylian." The Gerudo smirks, "Need me to teach you how to fight?" Twilight Stalker's turn. The first stalker, the one who dodged you, swipes again with its claws, rolling a natural 1. Yes. It stumbles and misses badly. The stalker lunges, but you instinctively raise your shield, knocking it back. The second stalker, wounded, lashes at Nira, rolling a 10, miss. She dodges effortlessly, taunting, "Too slow." The third stalker, barely standing, tries to retreat. So then, rolling for the Rito, then it says tries to retreat. So the Rito rolls an opportunity shot, 16 hit, damage 7. The arrow pierces its chest and it dissolves into mist. One enemy down. All right, now the companions are going to roll. So the Gerudo is going to roll a 17 hit, damage 6. Her blade sliced through the second stalker. It screeches and fades into mist. The second enemy is now down. One more to go. The Goron roars and smashes his fist down on the final Twilight Stalker, rolling a natural 20. Again, crit. CRIT. It's literally what it says. Does anyone know what crit is? Um, damage 16. The last stalker is crushed into the ground, vanishing in a black haze. Victory! The 3 Twilight Stalkers are defeated, but the mist remains, the silence returns, and an eerie wind blows through the empty village, the village of Eldon. Not too impressed with some of the naming here. So the Zora kneels and says, the Zora kneels beside you and uses a minor healing spell. I regain 4 HP. The Rito sighs and says, "That wasn't natural. They were something else." The Goron pats you on the back. Keep swinging. You'll hit eventually. The Gerudo says, "Something's still wrong here," as she watches the mist. What do you do next? Search the bodies or where they vanished? Number 2, investigate the well again. Number 3, look for signs of survivors. Or number 4, leave the village to explore further. So, we're trying to find the key to the temple. Apparently, the Forest Temple key is in Eldon Village, which is in the east in this case. They keep coming back to the well. The Zora seem to have a connection there. I think investigating the well is the best move here. Um, let's see. It says, "Oh, apparently the crit damage is double the dice." Oh, so if a D8 is damaged, that's rolled twice. Seems in this instance, it's the dice number times 2. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. All right, so I'm going to tell it, this well seems suspicious. I think we should investigate it. So I'm going to tell ChatGPT we're going to investigate the well. All right, let's see what it says. Investigate the well. It says, "You approach the old stone well, the mist seeming thicker around it. The wood covering it is rotted, barely holding together. A faint, unnatural hum resonates from below. Roll investigation," okay? 17. It says, "The well's secret, a hidden path below." With the 17 investigation, you carefully inspect the rotted wooden cover, peeling back planks without making too much noise. As you do, you discover the well is deeper than it should be. The bottom is shrouded in darkness, but there is no water, just an empty void below. Faint carvings line the inside of the stone. They resemble Sheikah runes, and upon closer inspection, they seem to pulse dimly with twilight energy. Side note, the other times I've done this, um, there's always pulsing runes. These ChatGPT dungeon masters love pulsing runes, and then there's always something to investigate. So let's. I'm sure at some point we'll investigate the pulsing runes. Um, a rope descends down the well, but it looks torn halfway down, suggesting someone tried to climb in or out. A single tattered boot rests near the edge, as if someone was dragged inside. Your companions react. This part's lengthy, but it's kind of cool. It's giving me the companion reactions, so it's world building. So I'm just gonna go with it. All right. So the Zora kneels down, running her hand over the runes. This is ancient. The Sheikah sealed something here long ago. The Gerudo crosses her arms, and someone opened it. Kasak, the Rito, grips his bow, staring into the dark pit. I don't like this. Dargo the Goron cracks his knuckles. Only one way to find out what's down there. Next steps, what do? Descend into the well. You and your companions can climb down. Drop a torch down to see how deep it goes first. Examine the runes closer. Told you, there's always pulsing runes that you can investigate. Um, we might do that. Maybe they hold a clue about what's inside. Call out into the well. Risky, but it might get a response. Let's go ahead and examine the runes. But what kind of roll do I do? Is it a perception check? Is it an intelligence check? Is it an arcana check? Um, History check? Oh, it didn't even ask me to roll. It just says, here's what it says: examining the runes, the Sheikah's warning. You run your fingers. I think that, like, again, I've only played Dungeons and Dragons. This is my fourth time now. Um, but I think, from my understanding, the dungeon master can kind of just decide that you succeed without rolling, just to keep it moving. And I think that's what happened here. Examining the runes, the Sheikah's warning. You run your fingers over the Sheikah carvings, brushing away centuries of dust. The symbol gave me a roll of 17 for investigation. You managed to decipher the message. All right, here's the message. Beware the seal of the Twilight Maw. That which lurks below was not meant to the land. Those who descend must bear the shadow. I've only read about those. They were creatures from the Twilight Realm, things that never should have existed in Hyrule. Nira grips her scimitars. If someone opened the seal, they might not have made it back out. Kasak glances around. Then where are the bodies? Dargo chuckles. A sealed monster? Sounds like we might have to go in. New clues discovered. The well was a Sheikah seal meant to imprison something ancient. Bongo Bongo, perhaps? Although we're in the child timeline, so I don't know what the hell is going on. A Twilight Maw was locked below, but someone broke the seal. Whatever lurks inside consumes people whole, or turns them into the Twilight Stalkers you fought. The runes mention needing light to survive. Next steps, what do? Search for a light source. The runes hint that you need something to protect you. Drop a torch into the well. Okay, fine. I'll drop a torch into the well. So I'm gonna. Well, I don't need to roll for that though. So let's see. Drop a torch into the well. So, in the D&D campaign that I'm playing with my friends, like, you start out with torches, and like when it built out like the profiles here, it didn't like say that I had 20 torches or whatever. So apparently I have torches. I don't know how many I have. Who cares? I'm telling it. I'm going to drop a torch into the well. You pull a torch from your pack, strike it alight, and drop it into the darkness. The flame flickers as it falls, illuminating the well's stone walls. Then suddenly, the torch falls much further than expected. The well isn't just a simple pit, it opens into a much larger chamber below. As the torch reaches the bottom, it doesn't hit water or solid ground. Instead, it vanishes into darkness. A moment later, the torch light is completely snuffed out. The darkness isn't natural, it devours the light. Your companions react. The Zora steps back, visibly unsettled. The darkness, it ate the light. Kasak tightens his grip on his bow. That's unnatural. We're walking into something cursed. Dargo cracks his knuckles, undeterred. So we just smash whatever's down there. Nira exhales sharply. No, we need to be smart. We need light that it can't consume. The Twilight Maw's chamber is deep underground, bigger than a well should be. The darkness inside is unnatural. It consumes normal light. You need a special source of light to explore it safely. Next steps, what do you do? Search the village for a light source. Obviously, that's what we're going to do. So we'll roll for investigation. Maybe the missing villagers had something to counter the darkness. Consult Lore, the Zora mystic. She may know more about twilight creatures. Roll for Arcana. Descend anyway using rope. Not going to do that. Look for another entrance. Okay, so I'm going to search the village. So we're going to roll for investigation. So, damn it, I rolled a 1. Rolled a 1 investigation. I am a terrible roller. When I play in real life with friends, every time I roll below 8. It says rolling for light and failing spectacularly. You turn away from the well and start searching the abandoned village, hoping to find some kind of special light source, but it does not go well. You trip over a broken cart, face planting into the dirt. You search a house, but knock over an entire shelf, sending pots and old tools crashing loudly to the floor. You lift a wooden crate, but a rat jumps out, scaring you. Your companions are watching. Dargo laughs way too hard. Bwah! Maybe the villagers hid the light to keep you from finding them. Nira smirks. You fight well, but you search like a drunk cuckoo. Kasak face palms. Great, now everything in the area knows we're here. Lore sighs and pats your shoulder. It's okay. Lore is going to do an Arcana check, and it's saying she rolled a 15. Lore closes her eyes, focusing. Twilight creatures fear divine light. Anything blessed by the goddesses. The Sheikah knew this. So if they sealed something here, they must have left a way to find it. If the villagers found a way into this place, they may have taken shelter in a shrine or temple nearby. She looks towards the edge of the village. There's an old shrine to Hylia nearby. If there's any source of sacred light left in this village, it would be there. Clearly, Lore. All right, new clue unlocked. A shrine to Hylia exists nearby. It may hold sacred light or a clue about the well. Twilight creatures fear divine light. If you can find something with the goddess's blessing, it could protect you. The villagers may have fled to mine. Next steps, what do you do? Head to the Shrine of Light, right? Let's go to the Shrine of Light. I said Shrine of Light, but I meant Shrine of Hylia. Okay. The Shrine of Hylia seeking the light. You and your companions leave the silent village, heading towards the shrine. The path is overgrown, the air thick with tension as the mists cling to the trees, shifting unnaturally in the wind. After about 10 minutes, you arrive. It took 10 minutes to walk somewhere where they could see. Okay, the Shrine of Hylia is an ancient stone structure, half buried in earth, cracked and weathered by time. A faded statue of the goddess Hylia stands at the entrance, arms outstretched as if offering a blessing. What you see, the entrance is partially collapsed but still passable. Torches inside glow faintly. Someone was here recently. A strange golden crest is engraved on the floor near the entrance. The inside is eerily silent, almost too quiet. Um, um, I was reading this Ninja Turtles comment. All right, so companions are going to react. Lore steps forward. A shrine of light? This place is sacred. If there's light strong enough to repel the twilight maw, it's inside. Kasak narrows his eyes. Someone's been here. The torches are still burning. Dargo cracks his knuckles. Then we find them, and if they're trouble, we handle them. Nira studies the golden crest on the ground. The symbol. It's a ward. Sheikah made. It might be a barrier keeping someone in or out. Gives me the options of what to do. Step inside cautiously. Proceed carefully. Perception or investigation check. Examine the golden crest. It may be important. Arcana or religion check. Call out to see if anyone is inside. Might alert someone or something. Check the area for hidden paths or signs of villagers. I think that we should examine the golden crest. Let's see. A silent shrine. If Arbiter's grounds or Earth Temple taught me anything, then that silence is the dead about to rise. Yeah, I agree. But so I'm gonna examine the crest. I've never done a religion check, so we're gonna do that. Let's see. I better not roll a freaking 1 again. 18. Okay. Rolled 18 religion. The golden crest, a Sheikah ward against darkness. You kneel beside the golden crest, running your fingers over the ancient engravings. With your 18 religion check, you recognize its true purpose. This is a Sheikah ward, an ancient barrier against twilight corruption. It was placed here to protect the shrine from whatever lurks in the well. Only those blessed by the goddess may pass safely. Anyone tainted by twilight energy will be repelled or harmed. The villagers may have fled here, but if anyone was touched by twilight, they wouldn't have been able to enter. Lore studies the symbol with wide eyes. This explains why the Twilight Stalkers weren't here. They couldn't enter. Kasak folds his wings, but if the villagers came here for protection, where are they? Dargo taps his chin. Maybe they went inside, or maybe they couldn't. Nira grips her scimitars. If this thing blocks corruption, then we're fine. The question is, what's inside? I wonder if the DM like set this like in the first battle with the stalkers. If one of us was corrupted with twilight, then we couldn't go in until we were healed. That's actually part of the reason why I'm doing this. I'm trying to see how far ChatGPT is thinking ahead. Like, is it truly? Did it really create a whole campaign in the like 5 seconds it appeared to do so? Is it making it up on the fly? These are things I'm interested in at this point. Like I said before, at first it appears like it does have it together, but then like as you get into it seems to get caught in a loop of like you just keep going deeper and deeper down into random passages. And so so far, so good. So let's see. It says, new clue discovered. The shrine is protected from twilight energy. Twilight creatures, like the ones in the village, couldn't enter. The villagers may have entered the shrine or failed to. If something is inside, it's either a survivor or something worse. Next steps. What do you do? Step inside cautiously. You're safe from the ward. Touch the ward with twilight residue. Test if it reacts to twilight energy. You could use one of the enemy's remains if there are any left. But that's a 10-minute walk back there. We're not going to do that. Search outside for signs of the villagers. Maybe they couldn't get in. Investigation or survival check. Call out into the shrine. Okay, I'm actually going to search for villagers just in case they're nearby. It would be cool to talk to some NPCs, right? So I'm going to roll It says investigation or survival check. I've never done a survival check. So I'm going to roll for survival, see what that does. I rolled a 6. So rolled 6 for survival. This is very, very good. Like asking the locals about the area is always a good idea. Milkman, glad you like it. All right, so it says searching for the villagers. I rolled a 6. With a 6 survival check, you try to find tracks or signs of the villagers, but the trail is faint and unclear. You find a few scattered footprints near the entrance, but the wind and mist have erased most of them. There's no sign of struggle, no blood, no belongings left behind, just emptiness. I should have checked those Twilight Stalkers' bodies, huh? I should have looted their bodies. They might have had some cool stuff. That was a mistake. Um, you search the nearby trees and grass, but see nothing useful. The only real clue remains the torches burning inside the shrine. Your companions react. Watches from the high perch, nothing from above either. It's like they vanished. Lore frowns. If they came here, but we don't see tracks leading away, they must have gone inside. Hey, you know what? That's actually a good point. Dargo shrugs. Then we go in too. Nira crosses her arms. We have no other leads. If the shrine protected them, they may still be in there. Man, I hope there's a bunch of NPCs in there. All right, let's enter the shrine cautiously. It says enter the shrine cautiously. Something or someone is inside. Perception check. I have to roll first. I can't just walk in. I rolled an 8. Terrible roller. I think this dice. So anyone just joining. So this is a Zelda dice that a D20 that I got on Etsy. I swear this thing is loaded against me. I'm terrible. I roll garbage every time. All right, so rolled 8 for perception. You step, it says, all right, with your 8 perception check, you step inside the shrine of Hylia. Scanning the dimly lit chamber, what you notice, but not everything. The interior is ancient, carved from smooth stone with faded murals depicting the goddess Hylia battling an unseen darkness. The air is still and heavy, like a place abandoned for centuries. Torches flicker on the walls, but their light feels weak, almost as if struggling against something unseen. You don't see any movement, no people, no creatures, just emptiness. Your companions react. Of course. Of course they react. Keeps an arrow knocked. This place feels wrong, like it's holding its breath. Steps in heavily. Well, it ain't trying to crush us yet. That's a good sign. Nira runs a hand over one of the murals. These carvings are old, but look at this. Lore suddenly freezes, eyes wide. Wait, something is here. What you missed, because of the low roll, a faint sound, a whisper or a shuffle, echoes deeper inside. A flicker of movement at the edge of your vision, but when you turn, nothing is there. Next steps, what do? Go deeper into the shrine. Investigate the murals. Gotta investigate the murals, right? So I would do an investigation or a history check. Listen carefully, try to hear the whispers, perception check, call out. I don't think at this point I'm going to be calling out too much. So I would like to investigate the murals. Should I do investigation or history? Let's do history. An 8. Rolled an 8 for history. The Murals of Hylia, a lost history. With an 8 history check, you study the ancient carvings along the walls, trying to decipher their meaning. The stone is cracked and faded, but you make out a few key details, what you can tell. The murals depict Goddess Hylia holding a radiant golden flame. She stands against a dark, twisting mass, something not fully visible, as if it was intentionally left vague. Below her, figures kneel, reaching towards the light, perhaps seeking her protection. Another section of the mural shows a warrior holding the golden flame, standing before a great shadowy maw with piercing eyes. The final part of the mural is too damaged to decipher. Lore studies the carvings. That light, it must be the sacred flame of Hylia, a weapon against the darkness. Nira crosses her arms. And that warrior, was he blessed or cursed? Dargo taps the stone. If we're lucky, maybe that flame is still here. Kasak frowns. If it is, why haven't we found it yet? New clues discovered. The sacred flame of Hylia was used to fight a great darkness. A warrior once wielded this flame against an unknown enemy. The flame may still be hidden in the shrine somewhere. Next step, search for the sacred flame, listen carefully for the whispers you missed earlier, go deeper into the shrine, call out. For the sake of keeping things moving, let's just search for the shrine. So I have to roll for investigation. 11. 11 investigation. Search for the flame. Searching for the sacred flame. With an 11 investigation check, you begin searching the shrine for any sign of the sacred flame of Hylia. You run your hands along the walls, check the floor for hidden mechanisms, and study the mural more closely. What you find near the base of the mural, you notice a circular indentation in the stone. It looks like something was once placed there, perhaps a pedestal for a holy artifact. A faint golden glow lingers on the indentation, but the light is weak, almost fading. You find a passageway deeper into the shrine, but it is partially collapsed. However, faint light flickers beyond the rubble. Your companions react. I might get to a point where I start skipping these reactions, but for now, let's just do it. Lore kneels by the indentation. This was meant to hold something sacred. If the sacred flame was ever here, someone may have taken it. Dargo cracks his knuckles. Then we either find it or take whatever's guarding it down. Kasak points towards the collapsed passage. That light, there's something past there. Nira runs a hand along the wall. This shrine has secrets. We're close to something. Next steps. What do? Clear the collapsed passage. Risky but direct. Roll strength or athletics. That doesn't sound like the right move. Investigate the faint golden glow on the pedestal. Might reveal something. Roll arcana or religion. Look for another way deeper inside. There might be a hidden path. Roll for perception or investigation. Call out to see if anything responds. So I think that checking out the faint golden glow is the right call here. So I'm going to roll for Arcana. 13. Okay, 13 Arcana. Investigate the golden glow. The golden glow, faint traces of power. With a 13 Arcana check, you study the fading golden glow on the pedestal, running your fingers over the smooth stone. Though weak, the energy still lingers, and you can sense. This was once the resting place of something powerful, likely the sacred flame of Hylia. The flame was not extinguished, it was removed. The glow pulses ever so slightly, reacting to your presence as if recognizing you. There's a subtle magical tether, a connection leading somewhere deeper in the shrine. Your companions react. Lore says, whispers, it still holds some of its power. The sacred flame isn't gone, it's elsewhere. Nira nods. Whoever took it didn't destroy it. That means we can find it. Kasak looks toward the collapsed passage. That light beyond the rubble. I bet that's it. Dargo grins. Then what are we waiting for? Let's break through. New clue discovered. The sacred flame was removed, but it still exists somewhere deeper in the shrine. The golden glow reacts to you, meaning you may be able to restore it once you find it. The light beyond the collapsed passage is likely where the sacred flame is now. Next steps, what do you do? Clear the collapsed passage. Look for another way outside, try to interact with the golden glow, call out. All right, let's try to clear the passage. It says breakthrough, roll for strength or athletics. I rolled a 16. Okay, so 16 for strength, clear passage. Let's see what happens. It says breaking through the passage, the path to the sacred flame. With a 16 strength check, you step forward and brace yourself, gripping the fallen rubble blocking the path. Taking a deep breath, you heave with all your might, shifting the heavy stones. Result: the smaller debris tumbles away easily, clearing a partial opening in the passage. The largest boulder resists for a moment, but with one final push, you shove it aside, opening a clear path forward. A rush of warm air flows from the passage beyond, not heat, but energy. As dust settles, you and your companions peer inside. What you see beyond the passage, a circular stone chamber dimly illuminated by a single pedestal in the center. Floating above the pedestal is a small golden flame flickering softly, yet brighter than any normal fire. The sacred flame of Hylia is here, but a figure stands before it, cloaked in darkness. We're going to fight. They do not move. Your companions react. Lore whispers, "That's it, but we're not alone." Kasak raises his bow. Whoever they are, they've been waiting. Dargo clenches his fist. Good, I was getting bored. I love how it's like on theme with Zelda races. Nira watches carefully. This might not be a fight. Let's see what they want first. Good call, Nira. I didn't think of that. Call out to the figure. Try to communicate. Roll for charisma. Step forward carefully. Approach without attacking. Roll for stealth or perception. I don't think we're going to get the jump on them. Ready your weapon and prepare for battle. Observe from a distance. Yeah, we'll try to do charisma. Let's see. And I rolled a 6. So rolled 6 charisma. With a 6 charisma check, you step forward slightly and call out, "Who are you? What are you doing here?" For a moment, the figure does not move. The sacred flame flickers, casting shifting shadows across the chamber. Then, a voice, slow and hollow, answers, "This light does not belong to you." The figure tilts its head, then takes a slow step forward. As it moves, the shadow around it shift unnaturally, almost like they're clinging to its form. It is not fully human. Your companions react. Lore stiffens. That shouldn't be here. Kasak tightens his grip on his bow. We need to be ready. Dargo growls. We are taking that flame. Nira narrows her eyes. We need to move now. The figure raises an arm, and the sacred flame dims slightly. You don't think taking it, you don't think talking will work anymore. Charge forward and attack. Try and grab the sacred flame before they can act. Use an item or ability to protect yourself, or fall back and reassess. I think we should try to just grab the flame. So it says roll athletics or aerobatics. So I'm going to roll. All right, I rolled a 16. Rolled 16 for acrobatics. Try to grab the flame. With a 16 aerobatics check, you act first, lunging toward the sacred flame before the figure can react. What happens? You dash forward, weaving past the shadowy figure just as it raises its twisted arm. With a powerful leap, you snatch the sacred flame from the pedestal, and everything changes. The moment your fingers touch the golden fire, it surges with energy, wrapping around your hand like liquid light. The shadows around the figure recoil violently, screeching in pain. The entire chamber rumbles, and a wave of golden light bursts outwards, momentarily pushing the darkness back. Your companions react. Lore gasps, "You actually did it!" Kasak takes flight, keeping his bow trained. "But it's not over yet." Dargo roars, "Now that's how you take action." Nira smirks, "I was starting to think you didn't have it in you." The shadow's transformation. As you clutch the sacred flame, the shadowy figure lets out a distorted wail. The darkness around it begins to swirl violently, reshaping its form into something inhuman. The light of the sacred flame reveals its true nature. It is a twilight revenant, a cursed warrior trapped between light and darkness. With the barrier broken, it lunges towards you, its shadowy form twisting unnaturally. Battle begins. You go first since you acted first. Your companion will roll after you. The Twilight Revenant is empowered by the remaining darkness, but weakened by the sacred flame in your hand. Okay, so it's saying, what do you do? Strike with your sword, channel the sacred flame. That's a good idea. I could roll for Arcana or Religion, dodge and reposition, avoid its first attack, or command your allies. I could give them a tactical order. So before I do anything, I'm gonna tell ChatGPT, like, I don't think it's giving me bonuses when I'm doing these different roles as I think you would normally expect in regular D&D with your character build. You have, you have different like dexterity bonuses and stuff like that. I feel like it's not taking those into account. So I'm gonna first prompt it to take that into account, and then I'm gonna channel the sacred flame because for all I know, I have a bonus for Arcana or Religion. So I just got to figure out how to ask it that. Okay, so these character builds need bonuses. If you aren't already factoring those in, please build those and factor them in when I roll. All right, I'm going to tell it that, and then I'm going to tell it, I'm going to roll for Arcana. All right, I rolled an 8, of course. I rolled an 8 Arcana to channel the sacred flame. Okay, so here's what it said. Custom character bonuses built for a Zelda-themed D&D campaign. To ensure fair and balanced bonuses, here are the stat adjustments and abilities for your character and companions, factoring their race and combat role. So my character, +2 for dexterity, +1 for, no, sorry, +2 for strength, +1 for dexterity, fighting style duelist, +2 damage when wielding one-handed weapon, Triforce Resonance, um, gains advantage on saving throws against magical corruption, Hylian reflexes, +1 for acrobatics and perception, sacred flame buff, new, once per turn. If wielding the sacred flame, gain +2 radiant damage on attacks. And now it's going through the companions. So the Rito has +2 dexterity, +1 wisdom, aerial advantage, +2 attacks while airborne, piercing wind. Once per turn, an arrow attack deals extra 1d4 wind damage. I have a d4 here. So I hope I get to use that, although it'll probably roll for me. Dargo, strength +3, constitution +2, rock solid, resistance to non-magical physical damage, rolling charge, can roll into enemies, knocking them prone on a hit. Nira, the Gerudo, dexterity +2, charisma +1, lightning reflexes, +1 AC, which is oh boy, I forgot what AC is. Armor class. plus 1 AC when wielding two weapons. Desert Warrior, advantage on dexterity saving throws. Um, Lore, Zora Mystic, intelligence +2, wisdom +1, water affinity, can manipulate water and heal minor wounds. Twilight lore, advantage on arcana checks related to twilight creatures. Channeling the sacred flame, arcana check 8. You focus on the sacred flame, attempting to channel its power, but your grip falters as the flame resists you. With only an 8 arcana check, the energy flickers erratically in your hand, unstable but still present. What happens? You cannot fully control the sacred flame yet. It requires stronger will or knowledge. The Twilight Revenant recoils slightly but remains standing. A faint glow pulses around your sword. Even without full control, the sacred flame is empowering your weapon. Your companion's turn. Kasak fires an arrow, rolls a 14 plus his 2, bonus 16 hit. Damage, he rolls a 6 plus his D4 wind, his +3, so it's a 9 total. The arrow pierces the revenant's shoulder, causing it to snarl. Dargo charges forward with a rolling attack. He rolls an 18 plus his 3 bonus for a 21, so he hits. Damage, he does 2d8s plus 3 for 16 total. Dargo crashes into the Revenant, slamming it into the shrine wall. Nira slashes with twin scimitars, rolling a 12 plus her 2 bonus for a total of 14. She hits. Damage, 5 plus 1d6 lightning for 2 for 7 total. Her blades cut through the shadowy form, crackling with electricity. Lore raises her staff and channels Water Surge, rolling 11 plus 2 for a total of 13 hit. Damage 4 total. A torrent of water strikes the Revenant, disrupting its form. Twilight Revenant's turn. Enraged, the Revenant screeches and swings at you, rolling a 17 to hit. It lands an attack. Damage 7 slashing plus 3 shadow, 10 total. It did a little fire emoji and it says, the strike burns cold, twilight energy seeping into your wound. The sacred flame pulses in response, repelling some of the darkness, but the pain lingers. End of round summary. You attempted to channel the sacred flame but failed this turn. Your sword is still empowered, granting +2 radiant damage. Oh, I'm going to hit this dude. I'm going to hit him with this radiant sword. You were hit and took 10 damage. My turn. Strike with a sword. Let's see what I get. 15. All right. Rolled 15. Sword. Hero's Strike. Sacred Flame infused attack. With a 15 attack roll, your blade finds its mark. The sacred flame pulses in your hand, infusing your weapon with radiant energy as you swing. Bonus damage. Your sword attack now deals an additional +2 radiant damage thanks to the sacred flame. Rolling damage. Sword damage. Oh, it's doing my damage rolls for me. I'm gonna tell it not to do that. It said 1d8 plus 3, sacred flame bonus +2 radiant damage. So it gave me a 6 roll. That was nice of it. 6 plus 3 plus 2, 11 total damage. The Revenant screeches, fire emoji, as your glowing blade cuts through its shadowy form. Narrative result. Your sword slashes across its chest, light erupting from the wound as the shadowy mist around it dissipates slightly. The Revenant stumbles back, hissing, its twilight corruption visibly weakening. The sacred flame pulses brighter in your hand, as if recognizing your strength. Your companion's turn. So the Rito fires an arrow, rolling a 12 plus 2 for a 14. That's a hit. Damage 6 plus a d4 wind of 1 for a 7 total. The arrow pierces through its arm, disrupting its form further. Dargo slams a fist down, rolling a 14 plus 3 for a 17. That's a hit. Damage, he does 2d6s plus 3 for a 12 total. Dargo crushes a piece of the Revenant's shoulder into the shrine floor. Nira slashes twice, rolling a 9 plus 2 for a total of 11. So she missed, but then it says 16 plus 2 for, so I guess she rolls for each sword. So the second sword is an 18, so that's a hit. Damage, she rolled a 4 plus her 1d6 lightning, which is 3, so that's 7 total. One strike misses, but the second cars through the back with a crackle of electricity. Lore channels a water surge, rolling a 10 plus 2 for 12 and hits barely. Damage rolls a 5 total. A blast of water staggers the Revenant, forcing it onto one knee. The Twilight Revenant's turn. Badly injured, the Revenant shrieks and attempts to drain your light. It reaches towards you, trying to steal the sacred flame, rolling a 13 to hit. Your AC is 16. The attack misses. The Revenant hand grasps at empty air. The sacred flame repels it violently. End of round summary. You hit for 11 damage. The Revenant is severely weakened. Your allies have damaged it further. The Revenant failed to steal the sacred flame. Final blow. Your turn again. Okay, I need to tell it. Don't roll. I mean, I got these dice. I want to roll for myself. It's fine if it rolls for my companions, because whatever. Don't roll for me for damage or any other roll. But I am going to attack again, because I mean it's badly injured, so I got to. So let's attack again with the strike with the radiant sword. All right, so rolled 14 sword attack. Final strike, the end of the Twilight Revenant. With a 14 attack roll, your sword finds its mark once again. The sacred flame in your hand burns brighter, responding to your determination. Your blade cuts through the Revenant's form, light searing its shadowy body. Roll for damage, including the 2 radiant bonus from the sacred flame, and tell me the results. All right, so I rolled a 3. I think that's right. I rolled the d6. So I'm going to say, is that right? Roll the d6. Is that right? I rolled a 3. Oh, sorry. It says you're wielding a sword, so your damage should be a d8 for the sword, not a d6. So d8 is, I don't know my dice very well. This is my d8. So I'm going to roll my d8. And I rolled a 6. Okay. So it says 1d8 for the sword, plus strength modifier of 3 since you're a fighter using a strength-based attack, and then plus 2 for the radiant damage from the sacred flame. Okay. So I rolled a 6 with my d8. Final strike. Your light pierces the darkness. Your damage calculation, sword damage 6 plus strength modifier of 3, radiant damage of 2 from the sacred flame, total damage of 11. Fire emoji flame. Narrative result. As you drive your sword into the Twilight Revenant, the sacred flame ignites in full power, engulfing your weapon in holy light. The Revenant screeches, its form unraveling as radiant energy burns away the corruption. Its body twists and writhes, the darkness peeling away like ash, revealing. It did a person emoji, like a shadow person emoji. A Hylian warrior beneath the corruption. His face is gaunt and hollow, but his eyes, before they fade, show relief. Thank you. At last, I am free. With a final shimmer of golden light, the Revenant disintegrates, leaving behind only a faint whisper in the wind. Your companions react. Lore places a hand over her heart. It was once a person corrupted by the Twilight Maw. Kasak exhales sharply, lowering his bow. At least now he's at peace. Dargo nods solemnly. We did what had to be done. Nira smirks slightly. Not bad, Hylian, not bad at all. Victory, you have reclaimed the sacred flame. The sacred flame of Hylia now burns fully in your hand, no longer flickering or resisting. New boon unlocked. Sacred Flame Empowerment. Your attacks now deal +2 radiant damage permanently when wielding the Sacred Flame. Twilight Protection. You gain resistance to Twilight-based attacks and corruption. Temple Path unlocked. The Sacred Flame may now react to other hidden seals across Hyrule. What do I do next? Investigate what remains of the Revenant. Look for anything left behind. Roll for investigation. Examine the shrine for hidden messages or pathways. The murals or altar may reveal more. Roll perception or religion. Leave the shrine and prepare your next destination. Consult Lore about twilight creatures. So I'm going to investigate the remains of the Revenant. So I'm going to roll for investigation. 19 investigation for the remains of the Revenant. The Revenant remains a lost warrior's last gift. With a 19 investigation check, you carefully search the spot where the Twilight Revenant fell, hoping to find any trace of who he was or what he left behind. The sacred flame pulses as you investigate, as if guiding you. What you find: a rusted Sheikah pendant, half buried in stone. You find an ornate Sheikah medallion. Its markings almost completely worn away. It was likely a badge of honor or a key to something. Lore kneels beside you. This design, it's over 100 years old. He must have been a Sheikah warrior from long ago. Nira inspects it. If it still has power, it might unlock something, maybe in another Sheikah ruin. A broken blade. You uncover the remains of his sword, shattered beyond repair. The hilt still holds faint traces of magic, but it is useless as a weapon. Dargo frowns. Looks like he fought until the end. Poor guy never stood a chance. Kasak shrugs. Maybe it's not about the sword, but what's still inside it. Man, a faint glowing rune on the ground. The sacred flame flickers strangely near a rune etched into the stone where he fell. It reacts to the sacred flame as if waiting for you to do something. Lore studies it. This is a Sheikah seal. If we activate it, we might learn more. New clues discovered. The Revenant was once a Sheikah warrior lost to the Twilight corruption. His pendant may unlock something in a future Sheikah temple or ruin. The rune on the ground reacts to the sacred flame. You may be able to activate it. What do you do next? Touch the sacred flame to the rune, see what happens, roll Arcana or Religion. Keep the pendant for later. You might find a use for it in your travels. Try to extract power from the broken sword. See if any magic remains, roll Arcana. Leave the shrine. Okay, so I feel like I can just keep the pendant for free. I don't need to roll for that. And then I would like to extract power from the broken sword. Hey, Tsunami. Yeah, I couldn't, this is the first time I've done this live thing with this Zelda D&D thing. And I was trying to do it on my laptop. I couldn't get the camera to connect or something. It just would not go live. So I ended up doing it on my phone. And so that's why there was a bunch of videos that deleted. So I'm going to try to extract the power from the broken sword. So I'm going to roll for Arcana. All right. I rolled a 3, of course. So that sucks. Rolled 3 Arcana. to extract power from sword. It says, keeping the Sheikah pendant, you carefully take the rusted Sheikah pendant, slipping it into your pack. The metal is cold to the touch, but the design feels significant, as if it will be important later. If I was smart, I'd be writing stuff down and I'd say I have a Sheikah pendant. Um, Next time I'll bring something to write with. Items acquired. Sheikah pendant, an ancient Sheikah medallion once belonging to a warrior who fought against the twilight. It may unlock hidden passages or secrets in Sheikah ruins. Attempting to extract power from the broken sword, with a 3 arcana check, you grip the shattered remains of the Revenant's blade, trying to draw out any lingering magic. The result? Nothing. You focus, but the energy within is too faint or beyond your understanding. The magic seems inert, as if drained over time. The hilt still looks valuable, but without knowledge of Sheikah forging techniques, it's just a relic. Lore says, whatever power was in there, it's long gone. Dargo slams you on the back. Don't worry about a broken sword. You've already got the sacred flame. What more do you need? I agree, Dargo. Like I said, I'm still new to D&D. Like, couldn't I just keep trying to extract it and keep rolling for it? But for the sake of keeping things moving, I won't do that. But I do wonder what would happen if as the DM, they would stop me or create some kind of punishment for doing so. But yeah, we should touch the flame to the rune. So I'm gonna roll Arcana to touch the flame to the rune. I rolled a 7. Okay, so roll 7 Arcana, touch the flame to the rune. It's not giving me an Arcana bonus. I don't remember if I have one. Please add Arcana bonus if I have one, because I don't remember if I do. Activating the Sheikah rune with the sacred flame, you press the sacred flame to the glowing rune, trying to channel its energy. Since you're a Hylian fighter, you don't have innate Arcana bonuses, but your connection to the sacred flame grants you a +1 Arcana bonus. Did it just make that up on the fly? Whatever. So I have a total of 8. It says, what happens? The rune flickers weakly, reacting to the flame, but not fully activating. Faint whispers stir in the air, a memory trying to form, but too distant to grasp. The shrine rumbles slightly, as if something was supposed to happen, but didn't fully trigger. A hazy image appears for a brief second, a warrior kneeling before the goddess Hylia, but then it fades. Your companions react. Lore frowns. You almost had it. Maybe the sacred flame still isn't at full strength. Kasat crosses his arms. Or maybe we need another piece of the puzzle. Dargo shrugs. Bah, if it doesn't work now, we'll come back when we're stronger. Nira nods. Whatever it is, it's not gone. We'll find another way to react to the sacred flame, but your connection isn't strong enough yet. The Sheikah warrior's memory is tied to the shrine, but it's incomplete. You may need to return later once the sacred flame is stronger or once you discover another Sheikah artifact. Next steps. Leave the shrine and head to your next destination. I don't know what the next destination is. It says I can investigate the shrine for more hidden passages. I can roll for perception, or try again with religion instead of Arcana. Let's try again with religion instead of Arcana. I rolled a 7. I suck at this. All right. I rolled a 7 religion to touch the flame to rune. I don't think that's going to pass. Attempting to channel the sacred flame Again, religion check 7. You steady your breath and try again, pressing the sacred flame to the Sheikah rune, not through magic, but through faith. With your 7 religion check, the result is similar to before. The rune flickers faintly, responding to the sacred flame, but not fully unlocking. You feel a small surge of warmth, as if the shrine is acknowledging your presence, but it's not enough to trigger a full reaction. The whispers return faint and fragmented. You hear a voice say, "When the 3 flames are one, the path shall be revealed." The glow dims again, waiting for something more. Your companions react. Lore says, tilts her head. 3 flames? There are more like this? Kasak nods. Sounds like we need to find 2 more sacred flames before this will work. Dargo cracks his knuckles. Good, that means more things to smash. Nira crosses her arms. Then we have our next mission. New clue discovered. So I guess it was worth it. We found out there's more flames to find. 3 flames must be united before the shrine's true power can be unlocked. You have the first sacred flame. 2 more exist somewhere in Hyrule. Once you gather all 3, this shrine's mystery will be revealed. Next steps. What do? Leave the shrine and begin searching for the next sacred flame. Investigate the shrine further for additional clues. Ask Laura if she knows anything about the 3 flames. So I want to search for hidden passages because I suspect that GPT just can't resist itself. It just, when I did this before as a test run, there always was a hidden passage. Okay, it says roll a perception check and tell me the results. I rolled a 1, of course. So that sucks. I mean, this dice is officially loaded against me, right? I rolled, I think I rolled 119 and a 13, but then other than that, every single one of them has been less than 8. Okay. It says searching for hidden passages and failing spectacularly. With a natural 1 perception check, your search does not go well. You trip over a loose stone, nearly face planting into the shrine floor. You mistake a crack in the wall for a hidden door, pushing on it dramatically, only to strain your shoulder. While checking the altar, you accidentally knock over a small bowl, sending dust and petals scattering loudly across the chamber. Your companions are watching. Dargo laughs. This is painful to watch. Kasak shakes his head. You're lucky that Revenant is already gone. Nira smirks. I'm starting to think you're cursed when it comes to finding things. Yeah, I agree, Nira. Lore sighs. Maybe let me try? Yeah, that'd be great, dude, if you could try. Oh, great. So it's just gonna let the ChatGPT decided that Lore is just gonna try, which is fine by me. So he rolls or she rolls a 15. Lore steps forward, placing a hand on the wall near the rune. She closes her eyes, focusing, then lightly traces her fingers along the stone. A faint shimmering appears, a thin crack in the wall, barely visible, glowing slightly in response to the sacred flame. Lore, there is something here. It's subtle but real. Nira, a hidden door? Kasak, or a seal we can't open yet? Dargo, if we need to break it, I got this. New discovery, a hidden Sheikah door, of course. A sealed passage exists within the shrine. It reacted faintly to the sacred flame, but didn't open. You may need all 3 sacred flames to unlock it fully. So this is kind of crazy because it's saying there's 3 flames across Hyrule. We have one of them, but we're in or near the village of Eldin. It was a 10-minute, this shrine of Hylia was a 10-minute walk from the village of Eldin. So I guess technically we could be far away from Eldin, but it didn't like say that we're in a new region or anything. So, for all we know, we're still near Eldin, but we would take 3 flames from across Hyrule back to Eldin to open this one random door in this shrine of Hylia. So it's stuff like this. Again, this is like a thought experiment, or just I'm just curious to know like how ChatGPT is gonna handle this stuff and think about this stuff. Like in a Zelda game, this part feels really out of balance, is my point. Next steps. What do you do? Mark the hidden door's location and leave for now. You'll return when you have all three sacred flames. Try to break it open with Dargo's strength. Risky but possible. Roll for strength. Attempt to interact with it using the sacred flame again. Okay. So, um, I'm gonna try to break it with Dargo. So I'm gonna roll strength. All right, 18. Rolled 18 uh, to break it open. And so this is obviously going to take multiple sessions. I don't know how like often I'll be able to do this. Fridays are looking like good nights to do this, but whenever I have a free moment, I'll do it, and I'll save this campaign, and I'll just pick up where I left off because again, it's a thought experiment. I want to know how far this will go. Um, and so what was my point of saying that? Well, I was going to say like as I get to know the characters and the classes more, I will tell the DM like like I will prompt it on which characters are doing certain acts as opposed to always just doing it as the Hylian. Because again, I don't have anyone to play with. That's why I'm doing this. I'm playing with by myself. And so like I'm pretending that I'm playing with four friends and we're all these different classes. So I'll just play for the other classes, but just like right now, I just haven't memorized what everyone's capable of. Um, and I'm just screwing around. So anyway, it says, breaking open the Sheikah door, Dargo's strength. Dargo steps forward, rolling his massive shoulders. He cracks his knuckles, grins, and says, all right, stand back. Let's see how strong these Sheikah walls really are. With an 18 strength check, Dargo slams his fist into the hidden door, causing the entire shrine to shudder. What happens? The wall cracks under the force, sending a shock wave through the stone. Faint blue Sheikah runes flicker, resisting for a moment before failing and crumbling. A hidden passageway reveals itself, leading deeper into the shrine. The seal was weak enough that brute force worked, but only because of the sacred flame's presence. Your companions react. Lore gasps. You actually broke a Sheikah seal. That shouldn't have worked. Kasak raises an eyebrow. I guess centuries old magic isn't as sturdy as it used to be. Nira grins. Sometimes raw strength is the best answer. Dargo dusts off his fist. Told ya. The hidden chamber beyond. You and your companions peer inside the newly revealed passage. It is dark and narrow, but at the far end, a pedestal glows faintly. Something rests atop it. Next steps. What do? Step inside and investigate the pedestal. It may hold another artifact. Roll perception or investigation. Proceed cautiously, checking for traps. Sheikah runes often have defenses. Roll investigation. Send Kasak, Rito, ahead to scout. He's the fastest and most agile. You can roll stealth or perception. Um, all right. It has been 90 minutes. I think I'm gonna call it here. I'd really do want to know what happens. See, that's the thing. We went into a passage, we beat the guy, there was another passage. And so it does this. I'm gonna go into this passage, there will be another thing with another thing we have to beat or solve. And then once we do, it'll be like, well, what do you want to do now? Do you want to check around the room? And then you'll check around the room. And guess what? There will be another passage. And then you'll go in there. And I don't know where the end of this is. This could literally be an infinite loop with no escape. And remember, I told it at the beginning, I was like, make it, you know, a Zelda adventure, which a Zelda adventure has an end. Um, so I don't want to stop, but I kind of have to. So I will pick this up back up, and we're going to send Kasak the Rito ahead to scout. We'll have to roll for stealth or perception. And yeah, anyone who watched this, thanks for thanks for joining me on this super wacky little adventure. Um, it was better than I thought it was going to be. I'm looking forward to doing it, and I'm committed to like whatever this is, just going until the end. I mean, so what we know so far is that we have to get the other two sacred flames. Although it seems like those were the key to opening this door that that Dargo just busted through with his fists. So now do we still need the sacred flames? But we have to figure out what this Twilight Maw is. There's a lot we don't know. So we have got to get the key to the Forest Temple. Apparently, here in Eldon is the Forest Temple key. I think that's what it said at the beginning. So who knows what the hell's going to happen. But anyway, thank you. Peace out. And until next time.